Hi, welcome to Soul Food, and today in your bags you've got stuffed peppers. So we're going to do this as a vegetarian option. You can add any meat, chicken, mince or anything like that to it if you want, and I'll tell you while we're doing the video at what step you need to add the mince, etc. So in your bags you should have a nice big pepper or a couple of peppers there. So what you need to do is just cut it in half right down the middle till it gets like this. Hopefully your pepper will sit nice and straight. If it doesn't, because you want them to sit straight in the pan, just take a little bit off the back just to help it there, because when you fill it it'll wobble about and things will get broken out. So we just need to remove this white kind of pith bit. So we'll just, with the blade of a knife, obviously using safe knife practice, we'll just gently move that and it should just pull out. We don't want any of them bits in while we're preparing. And then we'll just remove the green bit of the stalk there. And that's one prepared. Now what I've done with the other peppers here, as you can see, they're slightly char grilled. I just want to soften these up slightly. So there's a few ways you can do these. If you have some kind of tongs like this, big long tongs with plastic handles so you don't get hot, you can just hold them over. If you've got a gas hob, hold them over and just char grill them, because we just want to soften them. If not, you can do them on a barbecue, or you can just do them in a pan quickly. We just want to soften them up slightly, and then that's prepared. We'll just do the other pepper. Remove all that stuff. And we're good to go. Now the main ingredient is obviously the filling, so we're going to make a nice kind of braised rice dish. Now this is going to be a bit like a risotto, so you want it quite wet. So I'm just going to show you how to braise rice to keep it nice and moist. So a little bit of oil, olive oil if you've got it, be fine. Some garlic, straight in. Now we're going to heat this up quite high, get that garlic moving about a bit. Once you start getting that sizzle. We've got some onions that are going in now, red or white, it's up to you. We have some chopped mushrooms, which can go in next. I've also chopped up some tomatoes, but that's optional just to give it a bit of colour. So these are sizzling away nicely. We just want to wait till the onion starts to get a little bit soft. I have some dried basil as well, but it's entirely up to you what you want to put in. You could put a bit of spice in there, a bit of paprika will work nice in there. So the basil goes in. Now 1 cup of rice, roughly about half a pint, should do all 4 halves of these peppers. So 1 cup, in it goes. So we want to fry that slightly. Completely different way of doing rice than you've done before. So we'll just move that around. You can take a shot, look at that while that's sizzling away. Now we're going to add our tomatoes. In they go. Just roughly chopped. We're going to get all that working together. Got a vegetable stock cube, just break that up into there. The water will break that down when we put that in a while. Now when we talked about the cup of rice before, you need double, even a little bit more, the amount of water to rice. So I've got 2 pints, that's half a pint in there, so 1 pint in. Use hot water as well if you can, out of the kettle, speeds up the process. And then 2 pints, in that goes. Now I'm going to boil this for about 10 minutes. Once it's been boiling 10 minutes, I'm going to turn it off, cover it, and then just leave it for another 10 to 15 minutes. Then it should be ready, nice and moist and ready to go. So this has been on for 10 minutes now. So what I've done, when it gets to this consistency like that, the rice is almost cooked. You can see there's still a lot of liquid in there. What we're going to do now is turn it off, and then we're just going to cover it with either a lid or cling film. So we'll cling it up so it's tight. And that's just covered there, and then we're just going to leave that. Just make sure you turn it off, and we're going to leave that for about 15 minutes, and then we'll be ready to stuff our peppers. So 15 minutes has gone, and I'll just peel that back just to show you what the consistency of the rice should look like. If I put a spoon in there, see it's still quite damp, like a risotto more than anything. And that's what you want. Don't want it too dry, because it's going to go back in the oven for about 5 minutes. So just 5 minutes before it was due ready, I put the peppers in the oven just to soften them up a little bit more. Now I'm just going to spoon this in like this, fill all that right. Just look how far that rice has gone. 1 cup of rice, and you've got a lovely risotto. Add some chicken in there, or some mince, some beef, anything like that. So you're filling them up like that, nice generous portion. What we're going to do is a sprinkle of cheese on top. And then just to finish, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of basil back on the top just to give it a little bit of colour. And I'm going to return this to the oven for about 5 minutes on a hot oven, about 2 to 220 top shelf. You just want to melt that cheese and give it a bit of colour. So I'll be back to you as soon as these return from the oven. So straight out of the oven, as you can see, you've only put it in there for 5 minutes, just letting the cheese melt and kind of put a little crust on top. The moisture's there in the rice, and it's just a well balanced meal. Even though it's vegetarian, you've still got your protein from your cheese, your carbohydrate from your rice, and your veggies that you put in, your mushrooms, your onions and your peppers. Kind of makes it a balanced meal. So stuffed peppers, enjoy.